Michael is recording, so let's be quiet. Okay, please, please, please. What I would like you to do is go to Schoology, and in Schoology we are going to go to the folder called Job Search. In the Job Search folder, you are going to click on, let me get there. The first folder in Job Search is what employers want. Okay, so when you click on what employers want, I want you to find that Google Doc, and you're going to go to the tab that says IT2 Class C. And you are going to find one of the employability skills, and next to it you're going to type an example of when people, gosh, I can't get this to plug in, of when an example of that employability skill. I did one for you. Okay, I did the self-motivation, or one, I did self-motivation for you, I guess, and then there's another self-motivation. When these get all taken up, and if you still haven't picked one for your Google Doc, then you're going to, let's say maybe you want to pick then reliability, then you would retype reliability down here and type your example. It's going to be close because we've got, I think, 17 in here.
So just write down what it means?
We have 19 in here. No, it says next to the employability skill in column A, give a positive example of this skill in column B. And I did one for you. On self-motivation, when working in a restaurant, you have finished your list of things to do. Look around and brainstorm what else you can do to help. That's called self-motivation. Okay? So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to work on that. And Michael, if you just want to think of one,
Okay.
and then you can share out if you don't mind.
Okay. You want me to keep recording for now?
No.
Or?
All right. So I see some first of all, this is what employers want. They're called employability skills. Yes.
You're on Class A.
Where'd you spot that out, Spo?
Yeah, the baby
Spo,
yeah!
Thank you.
Kind of like a lean over.
Yeah, it's Class A.
All right. Listen up. So when I look at these are the employability skills. This is what employers want. Okay, mainly in you, going to be the employee. And then this shows that you practice these skills every day, or you learn them or practice them at home, at school. Maybe some of you do have a summer job or a weekend job or after school, in sports. Okay, so as we look at these, one thing I want to say, communication's a big one. When a doctor is doing surgery on a patient, they're going to need to communicate with the nurses so they can get the right tool. Okay, very, very important. So not only, but also it's verbal communication in your job, but think about what a salesman has to do.
They gotta sell stuff.
They gotta listen to what the customer wants. All right, so yeah, verbal communication is important. Listening skills are important also. And another type of communication skill would be written. And you guys, we have been working on written communication in here with reports and with email and with news release documents. All right, and so we have been working on communication skills, and we're going to continue. Leadership, when working in school and you want to show leadership, you would do what's right so that people could do the same, so that they could follow you. All right, so we're always needing school leaders and community leaders and leaders in the workplace. They also want teamwork And when working on the farm, you'll need to work together pretty much all of the time. Okay, that's my husband's big thing at the restaurant, or when he caters, is teamwork. Because one person might have their job finished. Hey guys, put your screens down. Okay, we're done. All right, and I want you to listen to me right now, because believe it or not, I have something important to say. I have been in the workforce a lot longer than you have. All right, so I do know. Yeah, Katie's going, yes, she has. She is old Esther. No, so I have some things that I can offer you and share with you. All right, so, and I've been an employer. So at least my husband has, and I got drugged into that too. So, teamwork. Yes, working on the farm, you got to have teamwork. But also, like when my husband had the restaurant, he'd get so disappointed in employees sometime that when they got done with their little list of things to do, they'd do this. About their phone. Or they'd stare at the TV. Or whatever. Those are the main two things they did. Well, number one, he was always busy. Somebody could go to that person and say, what can I do to help you out? That's teamwork. Another thing, self-motivation. When working in a restaurant and you've finished your list of things to do, look around, brainstorm, see what else you can do to help. You might need to fill portion cups for salad dressing. You might be able to jump in and wash dishes. You might need to wipe down menus. I mean, all these little things that have to get done. An employer is not paying you to look at your phone, okay? They're not paying you to do this, okay? Money is precious. Time is precious. They want you to work. And I'll tell you what, some of the best employees we had at Flashbacks were Centura graduates. Yes, Tracy Turek, Taylor Turek, Sydney Turek, Travis Stump. If you remember that, I'm going way back now. You guys were in like probably kindergarten. Yeah, when he was a senior. But anyway, they were and are some of Craig's best employees of Flashbacks. And I think it's because they had these employability skills of being respectful, responsible, and resourceful, which fall into this. Okay, the reason we are looking at employability skills not only are they important, but you got to start thinking about your own employability skills and how they will transfer for you into the workplace. I gave you a handout, and if you can, try to keep it in good shape because I'm trying to get these laminated. All right, I want you to go with the person sitting next to you. So we'll go Judson and Kyle, and then we'll do Gretchen and Molly, and then you two, and then you two. You two, we'll go you two, and we'll go you three, and in the back row, you three will go together. Actually, no, Tyler, you come up and go with Dustin, okay? And then that way we don't have any groups of three. And what I want you to do with your partner is look at these attributes. And I know there's some people in this room we know better than others, but look at their attributes and find one that you think is your partner. All right? And then, and give an example of why you think that. So not only are you going to tell them, yeah, I think that you are autonomous, okay? But then give an example of why you think that. All right, go ahead, give you a couple minutes, go do them skills. So I'm going to go to, in Schoology, I'm going to the job search folder, and I'm going to click on Want Ads. Want Ads are also known as, and then I'm going to click on Indeed. Want Ads are also known as classifieds, all right? And this Indeed is just one way that you can search jobs that are out there for hire. Employers will post on different sites, different newspapers. This is just one of them. And so what I did is, you can see I looked at business teacher, I looked at special education teacher. I was looking for different jobs. I'm going to put construction and find a job in Lincoln. All right, and then there's all these that fit into that area. And then I'm going to click on, let's see, concrete finisher. All right, this is the name of the company that's hiring that. It's FT or full-time. It says responsibilities will include site preparation, pouring footings, formwork, flatwork, finishing, and industrial buildings. Experience is not required. They'll train the right people. And then I guess that's it for this one. Some will have a lot more information. Some will even have less than this. But you can look at that and know if that's something that you would have, you know, the ability to do. You'd have to work as a team with construction. You would, you'd probably need to be self-motivated. You'd probably need to be good with finish work and working with your hands, things like that. You're going to browse and find a job you want to apply for. And this is the job, Judson, that we are going to use through this week when we work on creating resumes. And this is also the job we're going to use for next week when we work with cover letters, okay? The idea is to come up with a resume and a cover letter that you will save and eventually plug in the new information when you apply for a job, when you apply for a scholarship. For some of you, it's this year. For others of you, it might be next year. But I guarantee you, you'll need them. All right? Another place to browse and look for jobs would be GI Career Finder. And what I like about GI Career Finder is that you can put in a job title or a keyword, and then you can put in a town and then within how many miles. Or you can just go to categories and search anything that's part-time, anything that's administrative, anything that would be construction or customer service or education related. I'm going to put in customer service, Hamilton Communication. I'm just going to click on that and see what we find. All right. It's a growing team. Okay, they want obviously teamwork. They want troubleshooting and somebody for troubleshooting and technical assistance. Troubleshooting would be on our little Google document. Who has the Google Doc still up? Maybe I do. I don't. On that Google Doc, it would be, I just can't think what I'm looking, problem solving, okay? That's the same thing on the Google Doc, problem solving, troubleshooting, okay? Look at this. Handles new customer orders and service requests on the internet, telephone, regarding those. Taking care of bank payments and deposits. So being detail-oriented. Customer receives customer service. So that'd be communication skills. You would look at this and decide if that's something you would want to apply for. If it is, you take a screenshot of for sure this name, this job title, and whatever else you can get in there, and put it in the Dropbox. And this is due by the end of class today. I want it in the Dropbox. The Dropbox where?
That one.
There we go. The Dropbox is right here under Want Ads. Your Job Dropbox. Completed task with desired results. That's what you're getting graded on. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
How do you screenshot it?
Command Shift 4 get you the crosshairs, and then you. All right. What questions do you have for me? You have about 10 minutes. Yes, Judson.
Okay, so like once we find the job, we just screenshot it and put it in.
That's right. We're going to be using this job to create a resume tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday.